Aloha, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. My name is Kathleen Nichols, and I am a Senior Presidential Director here with LifeWave. And we are Magic Marvelous Monday, and I have my fantastic co-host, Bryan Penrod, with me this evening. How are you doing, Bryan?
Good evening, everybody. I'm having a wonderful day, and it's going to be better even after this.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So we have amazing testimonials for you this evening. And so we're going to be together for a half an hour. This is, like I said, our Magic Marvelous Monday call, and you are going to hear two different testimonials from two amazing, beautiful women. And it's just real people having real results. And then I will interview one, Bryan will interview the other, and then Bryan is going to tell you about how this amazing revolutionary technology works, and then he'll send it back to me, and I'll give you a little bit of the history of the company and what's going on here on LifeWave, okay? And that's will complete our 30 minutes together. So sit back and enjoy, and I just really want to say welcome to all of the new people that are checking out this technology for the first time. I'm super excited to have you here. And that really tells me that somebody in your life deeply and truly and dearly cares about you. So turn to that person who invited you and just give them a big thank you, because you're going to be thoroughly impressed with what you have to learn here tonight. So I'm just going to start off with a little bit about David Schmidt. So he is our inventor, our owner, and our CEO here at LifeWave. That is the name of our company, LifeWave. And he is also, he's the founder, like I said. He's also a visionary, right? And so about 10 years ago, he really saw the future of regenerative science and medicine. And that prompted him to go into the laboratory and start playing around with different types of ways to communicate with our master cells. And so he spent 10 years doing that, millions of dollars. And what he discovered is what brings us together on this call tonight. What he really discovered is the X39 master cell activation patch. And so those master cells are really able to turn into whatever your body needs. They are what keeps you young, youthful, and vital. They're full of, they really are in charge of our repair and our regeneration and all of that. So he, like I said, he researched for about 10 years. And at that point, he really discovered how to reset, activate, and produce those master cells through this phenomena called photobiomodulation that Bryan's going to tell us all about in a little bit. But it's truly just your own body repairing and regenerating on your own health journey. So before we get diving into our first testimonial, I would like to say that here at LifeWave, of course, we do not prevent, treat, cure, or diagnose any disease. We have many, many doctors on our team. However, this is strictly an educational call and an informative call, okay? So if you are nursing, pregnant, or on any form of medication, please consult your primary physician so that you can then proceed with our amazing revolutionary technology. So with that, I am going to ask Sylvia to unmute herself.
I'm here. Can you hear me, Kathleen?
Yes, loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us, Sylvia. It's so fantastic to have you here.
Thank you so much, Kathleen. And I just want to let everybody know I'm so happy you're here again. The person that invited you on this call loves you so much. And apologize, but I'm going to read my testimony because I'm getting better still, and you'll see what I mean. So thank you, Kathleen and LifeWave, for this opportunity to share. And I pray my testimony helps bless and inspire many to share with those they love too. 7 years ago, before May 17th, 2017, I was the picture of health, very active, cycling centuries, which are 100-mile bike rides like Lance Armstrong style, and hiking in the Sequoia National Forest, training for my master scuba diving certificate, running 3 miles in 30 minutes, riding my BMX bike to keep up with my 3 Weimaraner dogs, working as a registered nurse, loving life. My husband, Mark, and I had just got back from Hawaii, celebrating my big 50th birthday. I decided to schedule a routine physical, and the doctor looked at her computer and said I was due for a Tdap booster. That's tetanus, diphtheria, and acellular tuberculosis. So I received it. Why wouldn't I? That's how we were trained as nurses in school. A few days later, I had extreme weakness, exhaustion, pain all over. My kidneys felt like there was a blowtorch and somebody was just burning them up. I had a horrible cough that almost turned to pneumonia. I was given antibiotics. Then I got a urinary tract infection, more antibiotics, and I was barely able to keep my eyes open due to weakness. I was on bed rest most of the day. And about a month later, after struggling and baffled as per why I had such strange symptoms since I didn't connect the dots yet, I had a neurological collapse.
So Sylvia, so basically you were the picture of optimal health. And then you got this routine. Yes, thank you. So there's Sylvia with optimal health, Lance Armstrong style, right? And then she goes in for your checkup, correct, Sylvia?
Yeah.
And then this is what happens.
Come on down.
Okay. Yeah. So she has a neurological collapse. So let's play that video now, Bryan, real quick before Sylvia goes on.
Play.
I'm trying to start walking so I can get stronger, but it's counterproductive because I'm so short of breath. I'm like, and pain starts up more, and my joint pain, my knees, and my arms.
Wow. Thank you, Bryan. Thank you so much, Sylvia. So this is where you're at when we start the next phase of your story. So please continue, sweetie.
Hey, sorry, it's a little hard and emotional when I see it live like that, so I'm going to do my best.
Absolutely. I'm feeling the same way.
I thought I was having a stroke. I walked outside and I collapsed, and Mark found me, and he had to carry me inside as my legs weren't working anymore. He sat me in a chair to check my blood pressure because I asked him to, and I slumped onto the floor. I could hear Mark on and off talking to the 911 operator, and I was barely breathing, he said. I felt trapped in my own body. I was paralyzed, unable to open my eyes or even move, and I had severe burning pain at the back of my head, neck, and spine. It burned so bad. I was hospitalized almost 2 weeks, and multiple tests later, including lumbar puncture, MRI showing spots on my brain, and the doctors weren't sure exactly what to do with me. I was barely able to keep my eyes open. I had severe pain, shortness of breath, on oxygen multiple times throughout the day, paralyzed vocal cord, which you heard in that video. I could hardly talk. My husband called me Minnie Mouse, and it was very annoying just trying to talk. Nobody could hear me anyway. And I had an eventual list of diagnoses, more than 20, but here are just a few of them. Chronic inflammatory reaction to Tdap vaccine, myalgic encephalomyelitis, fibromyalgia, periodic paralysis, paralyzed vocal cord, chronic respiratory failure, shortness of breath on exertion, Addison's disease, adrenal insufficiency, hyperthyroidism with storm, Graves' disease, dizziness, liver cysts, fatty liver, and more. My husband, Mark, and I went on a quest to do lots of different therapies, from holistic to anything we could think of. And we would get so excited, but then a roller coaster ride of disappointment as the symptoms would return 2 to 3 days afterward. I was hospitalized again for 1 week in 2020 with severe adrenal insufficiency and thyroid storm that could have put me in a coma. Sorry.
Doing great, Sylvia.
The doctor said my adrenal glands were so bad that they would just shrink and I would be on multiple medications, including steroids, for the rest of my life. Mark, my husband and best friend, has been my hero, man of God, prayer warrior, encourager, advocate, chef, Uber driver, housekeeper, Man of all trades, thank you, Mark, for staying with me through it all and loving me and not leaving me for someone better. I love you so much. I have been a registered nurse since I was 21, and I am now 57. I have seen more miracle after miracle after miracle with this patch than in my whole 36-year career. After all of my research, struggling to just survive, I wept as I regret requiring my employees to take all the required shots, wondering how many may be injured to this day, and it was my fault, with chronic symptoms so prevalent in the population. But God has forgiven me, and I prayed that he would heal me and give me the gift of healing others. 3 months ago, Jan Kennedy from Awakened Church came into my life. I didn't even know her, and she placed the X39 on my neck because she saw I was struggling. And in 10 minutes, my voice came back. It is such a miracle. Mark and I didn't know what was happening, but we just prayed and wept and held each other and cried spiritual tears of joy. It was just so awesome. And I didn't tell anybody right away because I thought, oh, it's just going to be like everything else. It's just going to go away in 3 days and I'm going to be the same as I was before. Sorry. So many God kisses, and I know it's going to take this time because it's been 3 months and I'm still healing from all this damage one day at a time. I am so hopeful and excited that I am finally healing the rest of the way. Praise God.
So
Sorry.
Sylvia, big breath. So at 10 minutes, your voice came back and you had not really been able to speak for how long?
Since the end of 2017, 2018.
So that is basically seven years. So for roughly 7 years, you had not been able to speak.
Yes, and it would come on and off, like hyperbaric oxygen chamber helped me for like 2 days, maybe 3, and then I would return back again. So we just spent so much money and it's been heart-wrenching.
But we can obviously, you've been on them for 3 months, it came back in 10 minutes. Obviously, it's maintained as you're sitting here speaking to us,
Yes.
telling us this miraculous story that you have, your journey you've been on. And then what happened with your driving?
Connected to Robert's iPhone 2.
3 weeks later, I was able to drive for 5 minutes with Mark's coaching. And I hadn't driven since February of 2018 because my brain just couldn't connect and I kept getting paralyzed if I turned to the left and stuff. It was just horrible. But I was able to drive for 5 minutes, and I know I'm going to get more and more God kisses. I'm going to ride my bike someday. That's one of my new goals too. And my brain's just starting to, reconnect, just like it says in the X39 flyer. My favorite Bible verses are, he upholds me with his righteous right hand, Isaiah 41:10. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength, Philippians 4:13. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith, 2 Timothy 4:7. And I want one day to hear, well done, good and faithful servant. I want to live a life of significance, not just survival. Yes. And here I am, send me. I tell God all the time, we are here for such a time as this. And I haven't been able to chat on the phone for years because of my diaphragm pain. And when I push to talk, I end up getting almost paralyzed. So I always text everybody, my friends and family. So when I pick up the phone and call them, they're like, Sylvia, what? Your voice? No way. And we just get so excited together. And many of them have signed up, and a lot of them are on this call right now. And I want to thank all of you who are on this call that have helped Mark and giving him a break and babysitting me so he could go out and do something outside the house instead of always being my babysitter. So I love you so much and thank you for helping. I started with X39, and then because I got such stellar results, I then added X39 Aeon, Carnosine, Glutathione, SP6 complete, and of course Alavida, because I want to be that trophy wife for Mark after all this mess.
Sure. Yeah. Yes. Wow. That is such a journey, Sylvia, and I really appreciate all the different sharing you've done. But you started with X39
Yes.
probably, and then you added as things went on. Is that correct?
As things went on, yes. And I
Perfect.
just want to thank Jan Kennedy, Rose Holmberg, Marcy Preble, Peter No, Onyx Cole, Debbie Sarkozy, Sally Dick, and my whole team Revive. I know a lot of them are on this call right now. You're my prayer warriors and cheerleaders, and a big
Yes.
reason why I keep sharing. I love you all so much, and I'm looking forward to hearing more of your miracle stories, and you can be on one of these calls soon. And I share because I care, and I'm so grateful to David Schmidt for answering God's call, because he could have said no, and where would we be right now? Please share with those you love. What if this little patch, what if it helps somebody and transforms their life? We have the answer, and you can make a positive difference. Your smile is contagious. And shine his light in the darkness. The power of
Yes.
one. You can do this. So keep the faith, fight the good fight, be blessed, and make it a great day to bless someone. Thank you.
Absolutely, Sylvia. Holy smokes. Wow, Brian. I'm breathless. I was wiping tears the whole time. I just want to be really clear so everybody gets that. So basically, as Sylvia wasn't speaking for 7 years, 10 minutes, her voice came back. Then 2 weeks later, she was driving a car for a short time. She's continuing to do that. And she's able to pick up the phone and call her friends for the first time in 7 years. Before that, she was texting for 7 years. And so when she calls them, they cannot believe that they are hearing her voice. And guess what? They are also starting their healing journey with these patches. So absolutely phenomenal. I think there's one more quick little thing. Did your husband have a quick little sentence or two on results too? Go ahead and share that quickly, Sylvia.
Yes, he doesn't have plantar fasciitis anymore. He took the X39 and 49. I would just take it off me and stick it on him. And he's like, oh my goodness, I'm getting changed too. So it's so exciting.
Absolutely amazing. And then again, of course, this is Sylvia and Mark's story. So remember that although she had a lot of diagnoses here at LifeWave, our body is what is doing it. We don't treat, cure, prevent, or diagnose any disease, just to make that really clear for everybody. So big breath, and over to you, Brian. Thank you so much, Sylvia. You are going to help so many people, and I so appreciate your story. Thank you so much.
Wow, Sylvia, that was wonderful. That was so beautiful to hear. And yikes, I know everybody is probably yanking tears out. And so we've got a double feature for you tonight. And I want to introduce you to someone I got to know a little bit earlier today. Welcome, Wendy.
Hi, Brian. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you here too. So you had told me that someone you knew that you were related to shared this patch with you. Is that correct?
That's correct. My cousin Pam Fry had been trying to talk to myself, but really my mother. She's had diabetes for a couple of years. And Pam's been trying to share it with my mom. And I was the one like, yeah. I don't want to hear about it right now. I don't have time. Life's too complicated. Well, my mother fell 8 weeks ago and broke her pelvis. So in taking care of her, I was like, I'm going to try to take control of her health. She can't heal well if she's not well herself with her diabetes. So I removed all the sugar from the house. Fruits and vegetables, clean food, clean water, the whole 9 yards. She had been to the doctor April 11th. Her A1C was 9.5, sorry. She fell April 25th. She was released last Tuesday. We went to the doctor. He tested her A1C. So in 8 weeks of her fall, patching for 4 weeks, her A1C went from 9.5 to 7.1. And her next A1C check, as long as it's under 7, he will remove her from 3 medications. And she will be considered a food-controlled diabetic. My next goal is to get her off of her high blood pressure medication by removing salt and just continuing to eat clean. She's lost 15 pounds. And in that 8 weeks, I ate the same way. I lost 15 pounds.
That's amazing. So
and she did it with really no exercise. I was cleaning her house and I was, running around, trying to be a good daughter. I'm an only child. And I was able to do all that, and I lost the same amount of weight as she was sitting down, just doing little leg lifts with her exercises her physical therapist had given her to do. So
you were
I
quite
guess
you were quite skeptical at
I
first
was
yourself.
I mean, and I've even told Pam, thanks for not giving up. So
Yeah.
when she found out my
Let me
mom
ask
had,
you this. What were you dealing with yourself before all of this?
I was dealing with my A1C. I went down a journey trying to reduce my A1C 5 years ago. I have an appointment tomorrow to get to see what mine is at now. But my last appointment, it was 6.1. So I'm really excited to try to see what that is now. But
And
I
you've
was
only been
having
patching
severe
for about,
issues with my knee.
you've only been patching for 4 weeks now, is that correct?
4 weeks, going
Okay.
on the fifth
Right.
week.
Okay, go ahead.
I was having terrible knee pain and ankle pain. My left knee was swollen every day. My left ankle was swollen every day. My general practitioner said it was runner's knee. I went to an orthopedic, told him I had osteoarthritis. He said, well, you probably need a knee replacement. And I was like, okay. He said, well, let's do an MRI. I saw 4 line items on the diagnosis from the radiologist. But when I went to see the doctor, he was like, it's not that bad. You don't need a knee replacement yet. But it's not that bad, but we're going to go ahead and scope it anyway. And I was kind of just like, okay, I let him put it on the calendar. And then I was like, no, get rid of this. So got with Pam, was like, okay, look, you have my full attention. I want to feel better. I'm tired of hurting. I'm tired of doctors, blah, 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 not sure what to do with me. And we started patching. And I started off with X39, X39, and Aeon. Started using Ice Wave on my knee. And after about 3 or 4 days, my left knee and my left ankle has not swollen again, and I have 0 pain.
Wow.
So I went from very skeptic to, oh, and I feel like I just can't get unplugged now. Like I have so much energy, and I'm so excited to tell people about it, because being such a skeptic, I will eat crow and believe this is just a blessing that Pam shared with me on a journey that I'm very excited to help more people in my life. So I'm just going to keep on patching and sharing the word. And I can't wait till 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. If I got so much success in 4 weeks, like how can anybody deny me my story, my friends, my family, and they all know how excited I get. So when they see my passion and they know I don't tell tall tales, I've already got some people going, yeah, I need to look into this, because they can't help but they want to feel this excited. They want to feel this full of energy. And you can have more energy when you're not in pain. I mean, pain is just, it's an anchor around your neck.
Well, thank you so much for sharing tonight. It was so inspiring. I know all of us know somebody that has been dealing with pain. And so what is this all about? What is this patch? It's absolutely phenomenal. It's been very low cost to manufacture. You're going to hear just in a couple of minutes, just a little bit about the founder and where this came from. But what this is, have you ever heard of photosynthesis? You remember we learned about that when we were children at school with the light reaching plants, and it's so essential for life. Well, also when the sunlight hits our skin, it causes a cascade of natural reactions, right? Like vitamin D production. Well, did you know that our own body produces red light in the form, well, it's an infrared light. And I know a lot of us have probably heard out there marketing in public red light therapy. Well, our own bodies emit infrared. So if you've ever seen with different night vision devices, that you can clearly see the outline of a living being, a person or an animal. And so that's oftentimes measuring the infrared coming from the body. What this patch is it's a crystalline lattice that's been formed with 5 different ingredients: salt, sugar, amino acids, water, and oxygen. And it makes this crystal lattice that reflects our own body's light back into the skin. And this low-level light therapy that we call photobiomodulation, which is photo meaning light, bio life, and then we are modulating it. It reflects our own body's light back into the skin in a particular wavelength that can activate our master cells. And so this technology has been taking the world by storm. In late 2019, when this was launched, we've been going through just incredible global growth as a company. And so, Kathleen, I would love to give the mic back to you to share a little bit more about our company.
Thank you so much, Bryan. So, wow, I mean, we heard some amazing, amazing testimonials wearing this wearable light technology. You know, David's passion and mission here at LifeWave is to help people feel better, look younger, and lead more joyful lives. And 100%, Bryan, Wendy, and Sylvia, you know, off the charts are experiencing that. And so I just want to give you a little history about LifeWave. We are going to be 20 years anniversary in November. We distribute to 81 different countries. We have over 100 patents. And yes, this one that we're talking about here is really the Holy Grail patch that we have, and it is patented also. So over our 100 patents, we have about 70 in regenerative science and medicine. So we are truly the leading edge, you know, in the health industry across the world. And like I said, we are distributing to 81 different countries. So you wear the patch 12 hours on and 12 hours off. I do want to get that in. So it's like, you know, light on and light off. So when you're wearing it for the 12 hours, that's where you're going to be activating all of those master cells. And then when you take it off and leave it off for 12 hours, all of those master cells are going to go do their job. So remember, it's 12 hours on and 12 hours off. And if you just absolutely love what you heard, I want to invite you to get back with the person who invited you here today and just say yes to your health. Just, yes, I want to jump on this health journey and see what will do for me. It's, you know, it's really, truly your own body healing itself. And so everybody will be on their own unique journey. We do have a timeline where it's 6 weeks, your brain is balanced. That's relieving all types of things to do with mental and emotional issues. 2 months, your heart is doing fantastic things. 3 months, your collagen's coming back. And it's 6 months with accumulative wear, you are, really experiencing a whole new transformative life. And like you heard Sylvia, 3 months, her life is completely transformed. Wendy, her 4 weeks, her life is completely transformed. So David did start out with the Department of Defense. He was commissioned by them to help the Navy SEALs stay awake on their really long expeditions. They were staying awake with amphetamines and caffeine. And so he was commissioned by the Department of Defense to help the Navy SEAls stay awake naturally. And that was our first patch, Energy Enhancer. So we have many supplemental patches, but the X39 truly is our driver of the healing journey that everybody's on. So again, get back with the person who invited you here and check out startx39now.com. You're going to see a couple videos that will explain this technology. Again, check out the before and after pictures, startx39now.com, and join us tomorrow for our science call with Dr. Stacy, okay? And so with that, I'm going to say good evening, good night. Thank you so much, Wendy and Sylvia, and we will see everybody tomorrow.
Good night.
Great team, great call.
Thank you.
Good night. Great
Good
call.
night. Good night.